2020 Rockwood 1640 LTD. They're entry level 10 trailer. We'll walk around the outside here. You got some basic things, the roof latches, the anchor points for the awning, so when you roll it out, the legs come down and hook into here. All your hardware is all attached inside the awning bag up there, so when you roll it out, they come down, and then there's one guideline with a rope that comes down and locks into place. This is your step on the outside. This just lifts up, it pushes in, and pulls out and locks in like that. Very simple. This is your furnace exhaust. I'd recommend you get a $25 screen to keep bugs out of there. The stove that's inside will come in and hook on the outside right here. And then you pull your gas hose out and connect it there. And then once you've connected it, you put it to the on switch like that. That same hose you pull through the hole here, the inside operate it there. Again, the other anchor point for the awning, other roof crane. Now you have two rear stabilizer jacks on this unit that crank down. There's no front ones on this model because it's so small. These are your bed support poles that must be in place before anyone goes out on the bed, because you will damage the bed if you don't have those in place. Again, another stabilizer jack, roof latch. Here's all the rest of your mechanicals for the trailer. This is where you fill your water tank with a garden hose if you're at a site that does not have a hose hookup. So you just fill it right through there. And right here is a breather, and that's where the water will come out. It'll be very obvious when the tank is full. Power cord will attach right here, goes in, twists, and then there's a spin lock ring. That's inside. We'll show you that there. This unit's already prepped and wired if you decide to add a rooftop air conditioner. That adds about $1,100 to it. Now, here's your other water connection while we're in the water system. This is where you would hook city water connection. This is where you hook a garden hose to. And this here is your sink drain. So that covers all your water items. Now, here's the refrigerator. This is just a vent panel. And here, this panel comes off, and here are all your controls. You see this red one here, that's 12 volt. That turns on. Gas. This is 110, 120 volt. Off. Now, if you're going to run this on gas, you push this button down, push this spark button probably a dozen times while holding it down. Look in here, you make sure your flame is lit. Let it out and make sure it stays lit like it is. You can see the blue flame back in there maybe. And you're off and running. And this is the thermostat, high, medium, and low. Leave it on high to begin with. If it gets cold at night, you might have to turn it down. This other thermostat is if you're running it on gas, on 110 or 12 volt. Now we'll shut it off. Now this panel, it's got a set of 3 or 4 fingers here that just go up and interlock. This goes back in, these push in, and then they twist to lock in place for travel. If you don't do that, you'll buy a new panel. Another roof latch, bed poles, and now we're going to go to the inside of the trailer. Coming inside the trailer now, a couple things right here. This is the key for the door. You get 2 of those with the unit. There's the gas stove. That hose that you saw outside pulls up through here and connects to the stove. If you're using it on the inside, there's also a snap here to lock it in place so it won't slide around on each side. Mechanically, here's some of all your other mechanical items. This is a jack that cranks those 2 stabilizer jacks down that we were talking about. This is all miscellaneous paperwork on all the items in the trailer. So if you have any other questions, it's all there and explains the warranty and everything on the new trailer. These are your thermostat controls for the heated mattresses. Okay, they plug in right in the end here, and then you plug it into the closest outlet, and they got a 1 through 5 setting for temperature that heats. There's one for both bed ends. Now, we were talking about power cord before. Here's your power cord. It's got your twist lock, 30 amp service. You don't have that at home, so we'll give you this adapter that goes with it. Here are your wheel lug covers. You do want to check your wheel lugs on the unit and make sure they're tight after your first trip. And then you can put those on. Now we're coming over to USB charging ports here. LP gas detector. This is a switch that turns the water pump on. Again, if you remember when you are filling a gravity feed, potable water on the outside, not the city water connection, you turn the pump on to pressurize the system. If you're hooked to city water, do not turn the pump on. While we're down here, these are your 110 circuit breakers. All your 12 volt fuses are right here. And this just pushes closed, nothing turned. USB charging ports, LP gas, carbon dioxide detector. Here's the furnace, okay? To light the furnace, it's all automatic ignition. It's right next to the refrigerator there. You just turn that white lever, and that's all it does. And you hear the blower kick on and it's running. And that just shuts off when you push it over and feel it click. Now, all your outlets are ground fault protected in here, okay? Your city water connection, if you're hooked to a hose, you use this handle. If you're running off the pressurized tank, you use this handle, okay? And then you must remove that so it drains out. Shut the water pump off, and we're folding the unit down soon. Just a straight roof vent here that cranks open. All your lights here have a little push button in the center to turn them on. You do have a little thing here. You can buy a $54 fan that comes down and hooks out onto the brace over your head, and it has a light and a fan built to it. You got your roof vent here, it just cranks open. So now we're just going to fold the unit down. So we got to get all the stuff down below the beds. So put all this in a drawer. That one's got silverware, right? There we go. Put the crank so it's over here by the door for you. The table, when you make this down to the bed, the same thing you do when you fold it down for transport. These legs just come off like so, and comes off like so. Now, as you're folding this down, let me just put this out of the way. Normally you wouldn't do this, but this stove is designed with the same catch rail that hooks on the outside. It comes right here and locks in so it doesn't slide around while you're traveling. Velcro locks in. Those two cushions just set right down like so. We'll put the power cord again right by the door. Easy access. Now we got everything except for the galley below the bed line. So this just unconnects by pushing it out of this lock strip here. Pulls forward and comes out. There's an empty hole to the tube. And there's a circle right here that goes on to. And that sits right down in the bed. I'll take this, put it right under the mattress. You notice there's two brass colored, those are lock bars that go on to the lifter post to lock it in place so that it makes it more stable when you're setting it up. Now, the reason we leave the galley as the last thing to go down, we need the space to turn the door up into the ceiling, so we got room. Otherwise, it's too much work to get around. So first off, you're just going to release the Velcro. On both sides. there's a little latch here. You release it, connect the top and the bottom of the door. Then at the top of the door, there's 2 twist tabs right here. So you'll just twist those like that so they're in the center. And then the door is hinged here and lifts straight up. Now, if you're putting the unit back down, you see there's little black fingers here. They must go in those holes when it comes back down. That locks it in place and lines it up with the base so you're in the correct spot. So when we close this, I'm going to turn this to lock the door so it can't swing and hit you in the head. So this comes up and then pushes there where it's hinged, and then you just have a twist tab, that's right, out on the bottom here. It just turns and turns. That's why this has got this little leg here. It's set down like so. So now everything's under the bed ends. I'm ready to push in. We'll go to the outside and finish folding the unit down. Outside, getting ready to do the outside part of the fold down. You want to take this off, and you see this support arm. That's where that silver cover would have hooked on that was sitting under the bed. We unzip this like so. Okay. This is velcroed in place underneath. And it snaps back because there's also a bungee cord that's hooked from the other side. This comes to this point. There's also a snap here. So you got 3 items to hold this canvas in place. Let me unhook the elastic from the other side. Okay, with that all unhooked, the canvas will fold to the center here. Now, those bed legs must come unattached so the bed will slide in. It's the easiest way, it's just kind of underneath, lift it ever so slightly, just take that out. Same thing when you put it in the holder, lift it up, put it down. They will support its own weight, it will not support anyone else. Just lift ever so slightly, and it pushes right in. If it doesn't push right in, take a look, it isn't right. Something is in your way. Take these bed supports, I will usually put them right underneath the bed here so they're easily accessible when you put it back up. We're going to do the same thing and unattach all this. Zip it up. At this point, if there's any dirt or anything, pine needles, you just want to get it off so it's not trapped in there when it's folded down. And again, take these, put them under the bed. And then this just lifts up ever so slightly. right in. Now we go to the front of the trailer and start cranking it down. You have your crank here. When it's all the way up, there's a green cable there that's taut, and it does lock in position on the way up. So now we're going to come down. You have to be careful, because if you let go of the crank, there's nothing to stop it from coming down until you go and it clicks, and that locks the lift system, so you could go around and tuck the canvas in. Now you're about halfway down. Lock it and start tucking canvas in. Before that, it's just too much of it's just going to fall right back out. Now we'll crank it down most of the way. At this point, lock it, tuck everything remaining in. Then we crank it down the last a little bit. Everything's set down. You push this down. You pull that lever up, and locks into place like that to hold the rope down. Now once that's all attached, crank this up so there's a little tension on it. Don't go crazy, but a little tension so that the cable doesn't jump off the main pulley. Now here's the other items that we didn't get to because the bed was out. This is your propane tank. Right now it's full of gas. You release this and you just do this hand fitting here to take it off to have it refilled or exchanged. Your deep cycle marine batteries right here. Also, this is your cover for your propane tank that's going to go on. Other items. This is your emergency breakaway cable for hooking up, in case you uncoupled it because you didn't hook it up right. This is your 7-pin connector that brings all your lights and power into the trailer. And your 2 safety chains here. This is a newer unit, so it's got a plug holder, so when you're not using the plug, it hooks right into here. And there's your coupler. The coupler latches like so. Safety pin can go through there. To release the coupler, you can see there's a finger that locks in when it's properly latched. That must be unhooked to lift up. And then when it's properly locked, it locks in so that it can't come up. That's pretty much all your information on putting the trailer up.